Yeah, hello guys. It's been a while to take a video to track my English progress. Although, I've been kind of nowadays a bit slacking off with my English study, but that's not to say, I've been lazy. I mean, I constantly have studied English kind of as much as possible, to my heart's content. But the point is, since, I can't, you know, make sure that I have the opportunity to speak English with friends because that I explained in the previous video, most of my friends, neighbors already left Sweden and went back to their home countries, which means I'm living pretty much alone. So it's much more difficult to kind of go talk to someone. So there are less opportunity to speak English in person. So my motivation, my motivation has been kind of low recently. That's why I say I've been struggling off nowadays. But yeah. So, but just, I have to get myself to study English passionately. So I just want to make this video a kind of trigger or turning point on my study journey. I mean, I only have 4 months left, which means there's no time to slack off or procrastinate studying. After going back to Japan, I have so much things planning and, coming up. So I need to I need to suck myself up in a way. So anyway, without further ado, I would like to talk about the recent days, how has been going. So I'm going to talk about 4 aspects. One is, English. How well, I could progress, I could improve my English ability. And second is, my daily life. Comprehensively. And third is, I'm going to talk about the trip I went on 3 weeks ago. I went to Gdansk in Poland and Stockholm, as capital of the Sweden for the first time. So I'm going to touch on later on. And last but not least, I made one of the most silly and serious mistake that I've made. So I'm going to touch on it later on. So let's start off with English. English. Oh, by the way, I gotta mention, I have no script or at all. What am I gonna talk about is everything, off the cuff. And, since I try to make sentence and organize my thought right off the bat, I guess I will start stumble over many words, as well as my sentence structure will be kind of really messy, I guess. But please go easy on me. It doesn't make sense. It can be helped. So first, English. So English. Like I said, I've been kind of slacking off nowadays. I had difficulty in motivating myself in a sense that, English is still not just a subject or curriculum. English in and of itself is essentially a tool for communication, which means speaking English should be done, interpersonal, in interpersonal communication, or just should, it should bring some meanings. Or I don't know how to say, what I want to say, long story short, English is tool for communication, not just subject or something to remember. So I've been kind of difficulty motivating myself. I sound broken record. I repeat the same things over and over. When it comes to explanation of vocabulary, I used to work on this Aiken grade 1 vocabulary book, but I was kind of burned out, long story short. And I guess there are roughly 2,000 words and 1,000 idioms and phrasal verbs. And within the 2,000 vocabulary, I guess I barely remember 500 of them, I guess. So I have to restart, I have to resume it later on, definitely. Because, I'm gonna take Aiken grade 1 after going back to Japan. I guess there will be in October. So I still have time though, but the earlier the better when it comes to vocabulary or recollection. So I will do, I hope, for free, I can do that passionately, painstakingly. And aside from vocabulary, it's not something new, but I have been working on activation of vocabulary, just try to turn passive vocabulary into active one by talking with teacher online, talking to myself, using those words in sentence, as well as just try to recollect deliberately. So, I've been focusing on expression and phrasal verb, not a single word or, chunk, so-called chunk. So, off the top of my head, what I learned nowadays would be, let's say, cherry on top. Even if I say so myself. I can't say quickly. But, I kind of make it a rule to go over 10 to 15 expressions a day. Yeah, a day. If I have a list of the expression, I have to accumulate the list of the, expression. Do you know what I mean? So, watching the YouTube contents or writing some essay in English, there are so many expressions that I want to, use, but I couldn't, or I compromised to use them, instead of using what I wanna, I don't know, instead of describing my true idea, I compromised it and used alternative, easier or straightforward expressions. There are so many situations like that. So every time I pick up on those kind of, scratching the itchy expression, if that makes any sense, and, make it a list and try to activate them later on. So I've been working on it really at a good pace. So yeah, even though I can't, those expressions wouldn't show up easily in this kind of conversation because it's, I guess, less than 15 minutes. It's too short amount of time to use every single expression that I've learned. But having said that, I'm sure of myself, I'm sure that I am expanding my vocabulary, larger and larger in steps. So it's good. Pronunciation, grammar structure, I don't know. Fluency, pronunciation. I haven't felt any progress in pronunciation. Reflecting on the previous video, before I start taking this video, I went check the previous video that I talked about the first half semester for 20 minutes roughly without any script. And I didn't pick up on any improvement in pronunciation, I'll be honest. I don't know. I'm checking my pronunciation kind of subjectively. So from third person's perspective or more, someone's perspective, I might I might be improving my pronunciation, but not that I know. So and grammar structure, still as dumb as it used to be. So no improvement. So I gotta work on seriously. That's it. That's the English progress. So next, what was next? Let me just check. Recent. I don't know how has been so far nowadays. Especially my surroundings. As I mentioned earlier, my friends already left Sweden. I'm completely kind of alone in this apartment, at least on Nava floor. There are only 4 of us, and all of us are from Japan and China, and non-English speaking people, guys and girls. But on the contrary, there are so many English speaking guys, English speaking girls on the different, other floors, say six, I shouldn't elaborate too much, but other floors. So yeah, not gonna lie, I'm kind of envious of them, or envious of the Japanese exchange students who are living on those areas, because there should be more opportunity to hang out with friends, use English, interact with them in English. I'm really jealous of them. But I don't know, I have to make the best of this environment. I mean, in a sense that, since our floor, there are only 4 of us, and I have no neighbors, technically, which means I can make noise, no matter how much I want. So I can practice speaking even it's midnight, 1 a.m., 2 p.m. Or I don't need to be worried about my neighbors. I can sing, whenever I want, whatever I want to sing. So it's good. So that's why I try to speak as loud as possible, because pronunciation, I don't know, pronunciation is a bit kind of more easier to do if I, pronounce it correctly, enunciate correctly. Enunciation does mean also I don't know, how big the voice is or how clear the voice is, pitch or tone is really, necessary, right? So I'm really grateful for this environment, because I can speak as loud as possible, It's really good. And aside from that, yeah, I'm still, staying in touch with my previous neighbors, and as well as my Swedish buddy and friends, who is also still living here in Sweden in my university. So 3 days ago, I went to the cafe with my Swedish buddy as well. I'm really grateful for him, because, if it hadn't been for him, I'd be more lonely and less opportunity to speak English. And on top of that, his interest and my interest is really similar. I mean, my personality aligns with him, so that of him. So it's really great. I'm really appreciate it. So that's my personal daily life recap. And next, I went on a trip. I went to Gdansk in Poland, and I went, as well as Stockholm. I was determined to go on those trips because I was devastated, and partly because I was too lonely, and also I was too bored of my life. I lost kind of track of my life. As is often the case with spending time alone for too long time, we kind of have tendency to retreat into our thought and think about something unnecessary or unimportant, or thinking about the anxiety about unpredictable future or uncertainty of my life down the line or something. That is nothing short of unnecessary to think about as for now, right? I'm still 20 years old. I still have 4 months left. But, since I was too bored and have plenty of time to think about myself, my future, I couldn't avoid thinking about those harmful and toxic ideas. So I was kind of depressed. In a way, not hitting the rock bottom. Not that, that's not to say I was hitting the rock bottom, but still a bit tough period. It has been tough period recently. That's why I decided to go on a trip to bring some fresh air and fresh inspiration to my life. And I went on those 2 cities, spending 5 nights, 6 days, I guess. And that was kind of, not gonna lie, no offense, those 2 cities weren't my favorite cities, I'll be honest. It is, I guess, merely because, I went to a city in the midst of February. still snowy and gloomy as usual. So especially Stockholm in summer season would really be stunning. The scenery or temperature would be really great to do sightseeing, I guess, during summertime, and as well as Poland. So it's been not exciting and mesmerizing, to be honest. Just in my opinion, though, if some of you guys are planning to visit those two cities, I strongly recommend you, because who knows, you never know if it's truly kind of your cup of tea or not until you actually give it a try. So you have to. But it's just not my stuff. So if nothing else, so that's it. And last but not least, this is the most interesting and devastating topic, I would say. Yeah, I mean, after those two trips, that was, I guess, on Saturday, I got my apartment there last night, Friday night. So I was kind of exhausted, due to 5 nights, 6 days long trip. So I didn't unpack my stuff, and I threw my clothings on my floor and hit the hay. And next day, Saturday morning, I woke up and started, unpacking my stuff and, washing my clothing. And so I hauled my, laundry stuff and put it in the laundry machine, and then, pushing the stuff on. And I started calling with my parents to keep them updated. Oh, I went to Gdansk and Stockholm, and this and that. Stockholm was not as great as I expected, but still, that's cool or whatever. And then while talking with my parents, I heard the sound of, washing machine finishing the laundry. The washing machine finished washing, like a pee buzzing sound. So I went to the laundry room and checked the state and put the, wet, soggy clothing out of the laundry machine and tried to put it in the dryer machine. And then I found a piece of paper. Square rectangle piece of paper. Give me a second. I have a stuff. Yeah. I have a piece of paper. This is a piece of paper that I found in the laundry machine. And I really wonder, what is that, right? There's nothing wrong with this paper. No stain, no design at all. And then, like a chill ran down my spine. And then I found a piece of red paper. Then, after finding this, white paper. And some of you guys who have good reasoning skill might already know what would happen then next. Yeah, actually, that was my passport, which means I washed my passport with my clothing. Why it happened is because, since I was too tired to check my clothing, but I didn't realize that I was, putting my passport into my pocket of my trousers, but I didn't notice them and put them in laundry machine, all at once. So, and on top of that, what's worse is I was planning to visit London to join London Career Forum, which takes place exclusively for Japanese exchange students in London, that will be held in London. So, and I already booked flight and hostels, of course, because that was in 2 days. So, and then, I checked some certain, some websites about passport, what, I don't know, is it validate or not? So I also asked ChatGPT, putting the details about the current condition of the passport and ask the information about that. Yeah, it's separated into 3 pieces, unfortunately. And inside of them is not as bad as I thought, I'll be honest. There's no stains or, yeah, it's still visible. But according to ChatGPT and according to the Administry of Foreign Affairs in Japan, this passport is not valid at all. So what I mean by that is I had to cancel my flight and hostel, and I had to give up on my journey to London, where I have been longing to visit for many years. So I blamed myself, and I was hitting the rock bottom at that moment. I lost decent amount of money, a lot of money. The flight and hostel was unrefundable, and as well as I gotta, apply for new passport. Mass passport is not cheap at all, right? So I needed to pay passport as well as I need to go to Stockholm. From this city to Stockholm, it takes a lot of money by train. In Japanese yen, 15,000 yen would cost to go and back 2 ways, one and 2 ways. So, adding the every monetary loss, it will be roughly $400, I guess. 6万円 in Japanese, 60,000 yen. Too much amount of, a lot of money to me, to 20 years old boy. So I was devastated, I'll be honest. And then, but don't get me wrong. No, I think it's not a good way to use this phrase. But fortunately, I could justify every mistakes that I made, that mistake already, and I could come to terms with it. I have no choice but to put up with the mistake that I made. I feel like it's better than losing my smartphone or credit card, because smartphone is the worst case. Passport it's still terribly bad, but that's not to say I lost my, information. My physical health was damaged, or, I got injured, or my possibility of my life has been kind of narrowed down, or I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I can compensate for this miss by money, only by money, not by time or energy or something. So it still sucks, but it's not the worst mistake that can be imagined, right? Possibly. I'm super about that, explaining my feelings and opinion, structurally. But anyway, long story short, I came to terms with it. So no extra comfort will be needed. I grew, in a way, overnight. Yeah. So everything is meant to be, or at least I believe in that. So everything is meant to be. So I hope this is also meant to be, and there should be something related to this passport incident that really actually benefits me in the long run, or later on down the line in my life. So I have no choice but to justify it, right? So justification, life is all about justification. That's it. So yeah, I went through those 4 topics without any script and preparation at all. How do you find it? How did you find my speaking? Am I making progress? I don't think so. But if nothing else, I can talk more than 25 minutes. More than 25 minutes without any awkward pause or without any struggle to come up with the idea or expression to convey. I'm less likely to compromise what I want to say in English. It deserves a compliment and praise. So I want to give some credit to myself, though. But I only have 4 months left. My I don't know, I gotta work my heart out so that, I have to make these 4 months count, right? So I don't know how to conclude though. Yeah, as usual, I guess I will work. Yeah, I will give it my all so that I won't regret these exchange program days. So anyway, I'm not sure if I post this video on YouTube. There's a real chance that I just keep it to myself though. But anyway, if you watched all the way to the end of this video, I really appreciate you guys. Your attention is very great. Your dopamine, your attention is not ruined by quick dopamine attack. You know what I mean? As is often the case with Gen Z generation, including me. So, anyway, thank you for watching. And I guess I will post some other video later on about my speaking. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a good days, the rest of the days. You guys, peace.